The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Summarized by detailed book summaries. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you did, welcome to our book family. Chapter 1. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel begins with a powerful idea that challenges the common belief that money is only about numbers, formulas, or technical knowledge. Instead, the author shows that financial success is deeply connected to human behavior, emotions, habits, and personal experiences. People often assume that those who are wealthy must be highly skilled in mathematics or finance, but the truth is that many financial decisions are influenced more by psychology than by intelligence. Two individuals with the same income, education, and opportunities may end up in completely different financial situations, simply because of the choices they make and the mindset they adopt toward money. The chapter explores how people's backgrounds shape the way they think about wealth. Every individual grows up in a unique environment that influences their beliefs about spending, saving, investing, and risk. Someone who grew up during financial hardship may develop a habit of saving every small amount of money because they fear experiencing poverty again. Another person who grew up in comfort may be more willing to take risks because they have never experienced financial insecurity. These differences explain why people often disagree strongly about money decisions. What seems like a sensible financial choice to one person may appear foolish to another because each person interprets money through the lens of their own life story. The author emphasizes that no one is completely crazy when it comes to money. People simply make decisions based on the information and experiences available to them. A person who invests aggressively may have seen examples of people becoming wealthy through bold decisions. Another person may prefer stability because they witnessed the negative consequences of financial risks in their family. Understanding this helps us avoid judging others harshly for their financial behavior. Instead of assuming someone is irresponsible or overly cautious, it is more helpful to recognize that their decisions are influenced by circumstances we may not fully understand. One of the most important lessons introduced in this chapter is that luck and risk play a bigger role in financial outcomes than most people admit. Society often celebrates successful individuals and tries to copy their strategies, assuming their success was purely the result of hard work or intelligence. While effort is important, the chapter reminds readers that many successful outcomes also involve timing, opportunity, and events that were outside a person's control. Likewise, people who struggle financially are not always lacking discipline or wisdom. Sometimes they simply faced unfortunate circumstances. Recognizing the role of luck prevents us from becoming overly proud when things go well and overly discouraged when things go wrong. It encourages humility and patience. The chapter also explores the idea that financial knowledge alone is not enough to guarantee success. Many highly educated individuals make poor financial decisions because emotions often override logic. Fear can cause people to sell investments too early, while excitement can push people to take unnecessary risks. The author suggests that developing good financial habits is often more valuable than trying to predict market trends perfectly. Consistency, patience, and self-control are more reliable tools for building wealth than attempting to outsmart everyone else. This message is especially important in a world where many people chase quick financial gains without considering long-term consequences. Another key idea is that people tend to compare their financial progress with others, which can lead to dissatisfaction even when they are doing well. The chapter explains that wealth is relative, meaning that individuals often measure success based on what others have rather than what they truly need. This comparison can create pressure to spend money unnecessarily in order to appear successful. The desire to impress others often leads to financial stress because people may prioritize visible signs of wealth such as expensive cars, gadgets, or clothing rather than building lasting financial security. The author encourages readers to define their own goals instead of trying to match the lifestyles of others. The concept of enough is introduced as a powerful financial principle. Many people continue to take excessive risks because they are never satisfied with what they have. The chapter suggests that knowing when you have enough helps you avoid decisions that could jeopardize your financial stability. Some individuals lose significant wealth because they continue to chase more even after achieving financial comfort. Learning to appreciate what you already have can protect you from unnecessary risks and allow you to enjoy life more fully. This idea encourages readers to focus on long-term well-being rather than short-term status. The author also explains that money provides more than material comfort. It provides freedom. Financial stability gives individuals the ability to make choices about how they spend their time. People with savings have the flexibility to change careers, pursue education, support family members, or recover from unexpected challenges. This freedom is often more valuable than luxury items. The chapter encourages readers to see money as a tool that enables independence and reduces stress, rather than merely a means of purchasing possessions. Understanding this purpose can change the way people prioritize their financial decisions. Patience is highlighted as an essential ingredient in financial success. Many people expect quick results and become discouraged when progress seems slow. However, the chapter shows that wealth often grows gradually over time. Small, consistent actions such as saving regularly, avoiding unnecessary debt, and investing wisely can lead to significant outcomes in the future. The power of long-term thinking is emphasized as a key advantage that anyone can apply regardless of their current financial situation. This perspective encourages readers to remain disciplined even when results are not immediately visible. The chapter concludes by reinforcing the idea that managing money is not simply about mastering technical skills, but about understanding human nature. Emotions such as fear, pride, envy, and hope strongly influence financial decisions. Learning to manage these emotions can improve financial outcomes more effectively than trying to predict complex economic changes. The author encourages readers to focus on behaviors that are sustainable over long periods rather than strategies that promise quick success. By developing patience, humility, and self-awareness, individuals can create a healthier relationship with money and make decisions that support long-term stability. Overall, Chapter 1 establishes the foundation for the entire book by showing that financial success is not reserved for the most intelligent or highly educated individuals. Instead, it is often achieved by those who understand their own behavior and consistently make thoughtful decisions. The lessons introduced encourage readers to reflect on their personal attitudes toward money and consider how their experiences influence their choices. By recognizing the psychological factors behind financial behavior, readers are better prepared to build habits that lead to stability, independence, and peace of mind. Chapter 2. In the second chapter of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, the discussion deepens by examining how the unpredictable nature of life shapes financial outcomes more than most people realize. The author carefully explains that success with money is not always the direct result of hard work, intelligence, or even careful planning. Instead, chance events, timing, and circumstances often influence outcomes in powerful ways. This idea challenges the belief that financial success always follows a simple formula. Many people assume that if they follow the exact path taken by wealthy individuals, they will achieve identical results. However, the chapter shows that this assumption ignores the invisible forces of luck and risk that affect everyone's journey differently. The chapter emphasizes that luck is often underestimated, while risk is frequently ignored. People tend to admire successful individuals and focus on the visible parts of their journey, such as discipline, innovation, or persistence. Yet, there may have been favorable opportunities, supportive relationships, or fortunate timing that contributed to the success. At the same time, individuals who face financial struggles may have worked equally hard, but encountered unexpected setbacks such as economic downturns, health challenges, or missed opportunities. Recognizing this reality helps readers avoid judging others unfairly and reminds them to remain humble when they experience success. The author explains that when we only study successful stories, we develop an incomplete understanding of reality. Society tends to highlight people who achieve extraordinary results while ignoring those who followed similar paths but did not succeed. This creates what can be called a survival bias, where the examples we see do not represent the full picture. For example, many entrepreneurs take risks when starting businesses, but only a small percentage become widely known for their success. If we only study the successful few, we may assume that their strategy guarantees success, when in fact many others attempted the same strategy without achieving the same outcome. This realization encourages readers to develop balanced expectations and avoid blindly copying others. Another important lesson in this chapter is the idea that extreme success often requires taking significant risks, but those risks do not always lead to positive results. Some individuals achieve great wealth because they took bold steps, invested in new opportunities, or believed in ideas before others did. However, the same risks could have resulted in failure. The difference between success and failure may come down to timing or circumstances beyond a person's control. The chapter reminds readers that financial decisions should consider both potential rewards and possible consequences. Being cautious does not mean avoiding all risks, but it means understanding that risk is always present and must be managed wisely. The author also explores how people often create simple explanations for complex outcomes. When we see someone become wealthy, we may assume they followed a specific strategy that can easily be repeated. However, financial journeys are rarely straightforward. There are many hidden variables such as economic conditions, social networks, unexpected opportunities, and personal experiences that influence outcomes. Oversimplifying success stories can lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointment. Instead of assuming that one method guarantees results, readers are encouraged to focus on principles that are more reliable across different situations, such as patience, discipline, and adaptability. The chapter highlights the importance of preparing for uncertainty. Since luck and risk cannot be controlled, the best strategy is to build resilience. This means creating financial habits that allow individuals to handle unexpected challenges without losing stability. Saving money regularly, avoiding excessive debt, and maintaining flexibility can help people survive difficult periods. Financial resilience is often more valuable than trying to predict the future perfectly. The author suggests that individuals should create a margin of safety in their financial lives so that they are not completely dependent on everything going according to plan. This mindset reduces stress and increases confidence when facing uncertainty. The idea of humility appears again as a key theme. When people succeed financially, they may feel that their achievements are entirely the result of their own efforts. While effort is important, recognizing the role of luck helps prevent overconfidence. Overconfidence can lead to careless decisions because individuals may assume they cannot fail. On the other hand, understanding the influence of risk encourages individuals to remain cautious even when things are going well. Humility creates balance by helping people appreciate success without becoming reckless. It also helps them learn from mistakes without becoming discouraged. The chapter also encourages readers to focus on what they can control rather than worrying about what they cannot control. People cannot control economic changes, market behavior, or unexpected global events. However, they can control their spending habits, saving discipline, and long-term financial goals. By concentrating on consistent positive actions, individuals increase their chances of achieving stability regardless of external conditions. This mindset promotes responsibility while reducing anxiety about unpredictable events. It shifts attention from trying to predict outcomes to building habits that support long-term success. Another lesson presented is that reasonable expectations can protect individuals from disappointment. Many people set unrealistic goals because they are influenced by stories of extreme success. When results fall short of these expectations, they may feel discouraged even if they are making meaningful progress. The chapter encourages readers to define success in a way that aligns with their personal values and circumstances. Financial progress does not need to be dramatic to be meaningful. Steady improvement over time can lead to satisfying results without exposing individuals to unnecessary risks. The The chapter concludes by reinforcing the idea that financial journeys are influenced by both skill and chance. Accepting this truth allows individuals to develop healthier attitudes toward success and failure. Instead of feeling discouraged by setbacks or overly proud of achievements, readers are encouraged to maintain balance and continue improving their habits. The lessons from this chapter promote patience, resilience, and thoughtful decision-making. By understanding the role of luck and risk, individuals can make wiser choices that protect their financial future while allowing room for growth. Overall, Chapter 2 builds upon the foundation established earlier by showing that money decisions should not be based solely on copying others or chasing quick success. Instead, individuals should focus on building strong financial behaviors that remain effective even when circumstances change. By acknowledging uncertainty and preparing for challenges, readers can create a more stable path toward financial well-being. The chapter encourages thoughtful reflection and reminds readers that long-term success often comes from consistency rather than dramatic short-term achievements. Chapter 3. In the third chapter of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, the focus shifts to one of the most powerful yet often overlooked forces in personal finance: compounding. The chapter explains that wealth is not always built through large, dramatic actions, but rather through small, consistent decisions repeated over long periods of time. Many people underestimate the impact of gradual progress because they expect success to appear quickly. However, the author demonstrates that patience allows money to grow in ways that seem almost invisible at first, but become remarkable over time. This lesson encourages readers to adopt a long-term mindset and to trust the process of steady improvement rather than seeking immediate results. Compounding works by allowing gains to build upon previous gains. When money earns returns and those returns are reinvested, growth begins to accelerate. At first, the progress may appear slow, and individuals may feel tempted to abandon their strategy because they do not see dramatic changes. However, the chapter shows that time is the most important ingredient in the compounding process. The longer money is allowed to grow without interruption, the more powerful the results become. This concept is simple to understand, but difficult to practice, because human nature often desires quick rewards. The author emphasizes that the ability to remain patient is a valuable financial skill that can produce extraordinary outcomes. The chapter illustrates that many of the world's most successful investors did not necessarily achieve exceptional results because they earned the highest returns. Instead, they achieved success because they allowed their investments to grow for extended periods without constantly interrupting the process. Time allows small differences in performance to produce large differences in results. Someone who earns moderate returns consistently over many years may accumulate more wealth than someone who earns high returns for a short period, but fails to maintain consistency. This lesson encourages readers to focus on sustainability rather than chasing extreme outcomes. Another key message is that consistency often matters more than intensity. People sometimes believe that they need large amounts of money to begin investing or saving effectively. However, the chapter explains that even small contributions can grow significantly when given enough time. Regular saving habits create a strong foundation for financial growth. Instead of waiting for perfect conditions or a large amount of money, individuals can begin building wealth gradually. Over time, these small actions can produce meaningful results. This perspective makes financial progress accessible to people at different income levels because the emphasis is placed on discipline rather than starting advantage. The author also highlights how impatience can damage financial progress. Many individuals abandon long-term strategies because they feel discouraged during periods when growth appears slow. Others may attempt to change strategies frequently in search of faster results. These actions can interrupt the compounding process and reduce potential gains. The chapter encourages readers to remain committed to their plans even when progress seems unremarkable. Financial growth often happens quietly, and dramatic results may only appear after many years of persistence. Understanding this helps individuals maintain confidence during periods of slow progress. The chapter further explains that setbacks are a natural part of the financial journey. Markets do not always move in a straight line, and investments may sometimes lose value temporarily. These fluctuations can create fear and cause individuals to make emotional decisions that interrupt long-term growth. The author suggests that accepting temporary difficulties as part of the process helps individuals remain focused on their long-term goals. Instead of reacting to short-term changes, successful investors often maintain discipline and allow time to work in their favor. This mindset reduces stress and increases the likelihood of achieving stable results. Another important lesson is that compounding does not only apply to money. Habits, knowledge, and skills also benefit from gradual improvement over time. Small daily efforts in learning, working, and saving can accumulate into significant achievements. The chapter encourages readers to recognize the broader value of consistency in all areas of life. Just as small financial contributions can grow into substantial wealth, small personal improvements can lead to meaningful success. This perspective reinforces the idea that patience and persistence are valuable qualities that extend beyond financial matters. The chapter also discusses how people often focus on dramatic success stories while ignoring the long periods of steady effort that made those successes possible. When individuals see examples of extreme wealth, they may assume that the results were achieved quickly. However, many successful individuals spent years building their financial foundation gradually. The visible outcome may appear sudden, but it is often the result of many years of disciplined effort. Understanding this helps readers develop realistic expectations and reduces the temptation to pursue risky shortcuts. The author encourages readers to develop habits that support long-term thinking. This includes avoiding unnecessary financial decisions that could disrupt progress. Frequent changes in strategy, emotional reactions to temporary setbacks, or attempts to predict short-term market movements can reduce the benefits of compounding. Instead, individuals are encouraged to focus on actions that can be maintained consistently over many years. Stability and patience allow compounding to operate effectively. This approach promotes financial confidence and reduces the stress associated with constant decision-making. Another lesson presented in the chapter is the importance of allowing investments to grow without unnecessary interference. People often feel the need to take action frequently because they believe activity leads to progress. However, the chapter suggests that sometimes the most productive action is patience. Allowing investments to grow quietly over time can produce better results than constantly adjusting strategies. This idea may feel uncomfortable because it requires trust in long-term processes rather than reliance on constant control. Learning to balance action with patience is an important part of financial maturity. The chapter concludes by reinforcing the idea that extraordinary results often come from ordinary behaviors practiced consistently. Individuals do not need to rely on extreme strategies or rare opportunities to improve their financial future. Instead, steady progress, thoughtful decisions, and patience can produce powerful outcomes. The lessons presented encourage readers to shift their focus from short-term excitement to long-term stability. By understanding the power of compounding, individuals can appreciate the value of persistence and recognize that small efforts today can create significant opportunities in the future. Overall, Chapter 3 teaches that time is one of the most valuable resources in building financial security. The longer individuals maintain positive habits, the greater the potential rewards become. This message provides encouragement for readers who may feel that their current efforts are too small to matter. The chapter reminds them that consistent actions, even when they appear insignificant, can lead to meaningful progress when sustained over long periods. By trusting the process of gradual improvement, readers can build confidence in their ability to achieve lasting financial success. Chapter 4. In the fourth chapter of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, the discussion turns toward the important difference between being rich and being wealthy. Many people use these words as if they mean the same thing, but the author explains that they represent very different realities. Being rich often refers to visible signs of financial success such as expensive possessions, luxury lifestyles, or high income. Wealth, on the other hand, is often invisible. Wealth is the money that has not been spent. It represents financial security, independence, and the ability to make decisions without being controlled by financial pressure. Understanding this difference helps readers recognize that true financial success is not always obvious from appearances. The chapter explains that society tends to celebrate visible wealth because it can easily be observed. Expensive cars, large houses, fashionable clothing, and advanced technology create the impression that someone is financially successful. However, these visible symbols do not always reflect true financial stability. A person may appear rich because they spend large amounts of money, but they may also have significant debt or lack savings for the future. Another individual may live modestly and avoid unnecessary spending, yet possess substantial financial security. The author encourages readers to focus on building real wealth rather than trying to appear wealthy to others. A major lesson in this chapter is that saving money is a powerful tool for achieving independence. Money that is saved rather than spent creates options and flexibility. Savings allow individuals to handle unexpected situations, pursue new opportunities, or make changes in their lives without fear. The author emphasizes that wealth provides control over time. When people have financial reserves, they are less dependent on circumstances they cannot control. They gain the ability to choose their career paths, invest in education, support family members, or take breaks when needed. This freedom is often more valuable than the temporary satisfaction gained from expensive purchases. The chapter also highlights the influence of social pressure on financial behavior. People often feel the need to match the lifestyles of others in order to feel accepted or respected. This pressure can lead individuals to spend money on items that do not truly improve their long-term well-being. The desire to impress others can result in financial decisions that prioritize appearance over stability. The author explains that many people attempt to demonstrate success through spending, but true wealth is often built through discipline and restraint. Recognizing this difference helps readers resist the temptation to compare themselves with others. Another important concept presented is that wealth is created by consistently spending less than one earns. While increasing income can support financial growth, managing expenses is equally important. Individuals who develop the habit of saving a portion of their income create a strong foundation for financial stability. This habit allows them to invest in their future and prepare for uncertainties. The chapter emphasizes that controlling spending is often more reliable than attempting to dramatically increase income. Developing a balanced lifestyle helps individuals avoid financial stress and maintain long-term progress. The author also explains that many people misunderstand the role of possessions in achieving happiness. While certain purchases can improve comfort or convenience, excessive focus on material items may not produce lasting satisfaction. The chapter suggests that experiences, relationships, and personal growth often provide deeper fulfillment than physical possessions. Spending money thoughtfully allows individuals to align their financial decisions with their personal values. Instead of chasing temporary excitement, readers are encouraged to consider whether their spending supports their long-term goals and overall well-being. Another key lesson is that financial independence does not always require extreme wealth. Even moderate savings can provide meaningful security and reduce anxiety about the future. Having emergency funds or investments can help individuals navigate challenges without making desperate decisions. The chapter encourages readers to recognize that financial progress does not need to be dramatic in order to be valuable. Small improvements in saving habits can create meaningful changes in quality of life. This perspective makes financial stability feel more achievable and realistic. The chapter also discusses the idea that many people underestimate the importance of flexibility. Financial obligations can limit a person's ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Individuals who spend most of their income may feel trapped in situations that do not align with their goals or values. However, those who build savings gain the ability to adjust their paths when necessary. This flexibility can lead to better opportunities and reduced stress. The author suggests that having choices is one of the greatest benefits of financial discipline. Another insight presented is that people often misjudge others based on outward appearances. Visible signs of wealth can create assumptions that may not reflect reality. Some individuals who appear wealthy may be under financial pressure, while others who appear modest may have strong financial security. This understanding encourages readers to avoid comparing their progress with what they see on the surface. Financial journeys are personal, and appearances rarely reveal the full story. By focusing on personal goals rather than social comparison, individuals can make decisions that truly benefit their future. The chapter reinforces the importance of long-term thinking. Wealth building requires patience and consistent habits rather than dramatic actions. People who develop discipline in their spending and saving behavior increase their chances of achieving financial independence. The author encourages readers to measure success not by how much they spend, but by how much control they gain over their lives. This shift in perspective helps individuals appreciate the value of financial stability and encourages responsible decision-making. The chapter concludes by reminding readers that true wealth is often quiet and unnoticed. It is built gradually through thoughtful decisions and careful planning. While visible signs of wealth may attract attention, they do not always represent financial security. The most meaningful financial success is often the ability to live without constant worry about money. By focusing on saving, maintaining discipline, and avoiding unnecessary comparison, individuals can build a stable foundation for the future. The lessons in this chapter encourage readers to prioritize independence and long-term well-being over temporary appearances. Overall, Chapter 4 teaches that wealth is not defined by what people display, but by what they preserve. Financial security provides peace of mind and freedom of choice. By understanding the difference between being rich and being wealthy, readers can develop healthier financial habits and focus on goals that truly improve their quality of life. The chapter encourages thoughtful reflection and reminds readers that the most valuable financial achievements are often the least visible. Chapter 5. In the 5th chapter of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, the author explores the powerful role that freedom plays in shaping a meaningful relationship with money. While many people associate financial success with luxury, status, or material comfort, the chapter presents a deeper perspective. True value from money often comes from the ability to control one's time. Having control over time allows individuals to decide how they live, what they pursue, and what priorities they choose. This idea shifts the focus from simply earning money to using money in ways that create independence and peace of mind. The chapter emphasizes that money is most useful when it provides flexibility rather than pressure. The author explains that the highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up each day and decide how to spend your time. Many people work hard to increase their income, but may still feel trapped by responsibilities, expectations, or financial commitments. Without flexibility, even a high income may not produce satisfaction. The chapter encourages readers to see money as a tool that can create options. These options allow individuals to make decisions that align with their values, interests, and personal goals. Financial freedom can provide the opportunity to pursue education, change careers, invest in relationships, or contribute positively to society. This sense of control often produces deeper satisfaction than temporary pleasures gained through spending. Another important idea in this chapter is that people often underestimate the emotional benefits of financial stability. When individuals lack savings or financial security, they may feel forced to accept situations that do not support their growth or happiness. Financial pressure can limit creativity, reduce confidence, and create stress. On the other hand, having financial reserves can increase confidence and allow individuals to make thoughtful decisions. The chapter explains that money can reduce anxiety by providing a safety net during uncertain times. This security allows individuals to think more clearly and make decisions that support long-term progress. The chapter also discusses how financial independence encourages personal growth. When people are not constantly worried about meeting basic needs, They have more energy to focus on learning, improving skills, and building meaningful relationships. The author explains that money should not only be used to solve immediate problems, but also to create opportunities for development. Investing in knowledge, health, and experiences can provide long-lasting benefits. The chapter encourages readers to think carefully about how they use their financial resources so that their spending supports their future rather than limiting it. Another lesson presented is the importance of avoiding unnecessary financial obligations that reduce flexibility. When individuals commit to expenses that consume most of their income, they may feel trapped in their current circumstances. Large debts or expensive lifestyles can limit the ability to make changes when new opportunities appear. The author suggests that maintaining a margin between income and expenses creates room for adaptation. This flexibility allows individuals to respond to unexpected changes without losing stability. Financial breathing room provides confidence and allows people to make decisions based on values rather than fear. The chapter also explains that independence is closely connected to self-respect. When individuals have the ability to support themselves and make choices freely, they often feel more confident and motivated. Financial independence reduces dependence on situations that may not align with personal beliefs or goals. This independence can strengthen decision-making and encourage responsibility. The author emphasizes that the goal of financial planning should not simply be to accumulate money, but to create a life that reflects personal priorities. Money becomes meaningful when it supports a purposeful life. The author highlights that time is a limited resource that cannot be replaced. While money can be earned again, lost time cannot be recovered. This understanding encourages readers to carefully consider how their financial decisions affect their schedules and priorities. Working excessively to maintain expensive lifestyles may reduce opportunities to spend time with family, pursue education, or improve personal well-being. The chapter suggests that individuals should aim for balance by using money in ways that enhance life rather than control it. This perspective promotes thoughtful financial decision-making that supports long-term happiness. Another key insight in this chapter is that satisfaction often comes from progress rather than perfection. Individuals may feel discouraged if they compare their situation with others who appear more successful. However, financial progress is personal and depends on individual circumstances. The chapter encourages readers to appreciate improvement rather than focusing only on final results. Each positive step towards stability creates momentum that can lead to greater opportunities. This mindset helps individuals remain motivated, even when progress feels slow. The chapter also emphasizes that financial freedom does not always require extraordinary income. Careful planning, consistent saving, and disciplined spending can gradually create independence. The author explains that many people underestimate how small changes in behavior can produce meaningful results over time. Avoiding unnecessary expenses, saving regularly, and investing wisely can increase flexibility and reduce financial stress. These habits allow individuals to gradually build a stable future without relying on sudden financial success. The message encourages readers to take responsibility for their financial decisions and recognize the long-term benefits of discipline. The chapter concludes by reinforcing the idea that money is most valuable when it improves quality of life, rather than simply increasing quantity of possessions. Financial success should support freedom, security, and meaningful experiences. The author encourages readers to reflect on their priorities and align their financial behavior with their personal values. By using money wisely, individuals can create opportunities that lead to growth, stability, and satisfaction. The lessons in this chapter highlight the importance of balance, patience, and thoughtful planning in achieving long-term well-being. Overall, Chapter 5 strengthens the central message of the psychology of money by showing that financial decisions are deeply connected to life choices. Money influences opportunities, relationships, and personal development. By understanding the connection between money and freedom, readers can make decisions that support both stability and fulfillment. The chapter encourages individuals to focus not only on earning money, but also on using money in ways that create lasting value. Through discipline, patience, and clarity of purpose, financial resources can become a powerful tool for building a meaningful and balanced life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you did, welcome to our book family.